Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A person who is of equal standing with another in a group. A nobleman, duke or marquis or earl or viscount or baron, who is a member of the British peerage. Look searchingly. We peered into the back of the shop to see whether a salesman was around. A person who is of equal standing with another in a group. A person who is of equal standing with another in a group. Be identical or equivalent to. $1 equals 1,000 rubles these days. Be equal to in quality or ability. Make equal, uniform, corresponding, or matching. Let's equalize the duties among all employees in this office. Having the requisite qualities or resources to meet a task. He was equal to the task. Having the same quantity, value, or measure as another. On equal terms. A person who is of equal standing with another in a group. Set into opposition or rivalry. Let them match their best athletes against ours. Be equal to in quality or ability. Her persistence and ambition only matches that of her parents. Lighter, consisting of a thin piece of wood or cardboard tipped with combustible chemical, ignites with friction. He always carries matches to light his pipe. Make correspond or harmonize. A pair of people who live together. Make equal, uniform, corresponding, or matching. The company matched the discount policy of its competitors. Bring two objects, ideas, or people together. Matchmaker, can you match my daughter with a nice young man? A person regarded as a good matrimonial prospect. An exact duplicate. When a match is found, an entry is made in the notebook. Be compatible, similar or consistent, coincide in their characteristics. The suspect's fingerprints don't match those on the gun. A burning piece of wood or cardboard. If you drop a match in there, the whole place will explode. A formal contest in which two or more persons or teams compete. Be equal or harmonize. The two pieces match. Give or join in marriage. Provide funds complementary to. The company matched the employees' contributions. Something that resembles or harmonizes with. That tie makes a good match with your jacket. The score needed to win a match. A human being. There was too much for one person to do. A grammatical category used in the classification of pronouns, possessive determiners, and verb forms according to whether they indicate the speaker, the addressee, or a third party. Stop talking about yourself in the third person. A human body, usually including the clothing. A weapon was hidden on his person. Characteristic of or meant for a single person or thing. An individual serving. Being or characteristic of a single thing or person. Individual drops of rain. A human being. Separate and distinct from others of the same kind. Mark the individual pages. Concerning one person exclusively. We all have individual cars. A single organism. Causing or capable of causing death. Mortal combat. A human being. Involving loss of divine grace or spiritual death. Subject to death. Mortal beings. Unrelenting and deadly. Mortal enemy. A human being. A human being. The immaterial part of a person. The actuating cause of an individual life. Deep feeling or emotion. A human being. A secular form of gospel that was a major black musical genre in the 1960s and 1970s. Soul was politically significant during the civil rights movement. The human embodiment of something. The soul of honor. A titled peer of the realm. A titled peer of the realm. A person who has general authority over others. Terms referring to the Judeo-Christian God. Make a lord of someone. Impressive in appearance. A noble tree. A titled peer of the realm. Having or showing or indicative of high or elevated character. A noble spirit. Inert especially toward oxygen. A noble gas such as helium or neon. Of or belonging to or constituting the hereditary aristocracy especially as derived from feudal times. Of noble birth. Take charge of or deal with. The general atmosphere of a place or situation and the effect that it has on people. Have faith or confidence in. Give a certain impression or have a certain outward aspect. This project looks fishy. Look forward to the probable occurrence of. She is looking to a promotion. The feelings expressed on a person's face. A look of triumph. Be oriented in a certain direction, often with respect to another reference point, be opposite to. The house looks north. Search or seek. We looked all day and finally found the child in the forest. The act of directing the eyes toward something and perceiving it visually. He went out to have a look. Accord in appearance with. You don't look your age. Convey by one's expression. She looked her devotion to me. Have a certain outward or facial expression. How does she look? Perceive with attention. Direct one's gaze towards. She looked over the expanse of land. Physical appearance. I don't like the looks of this place. The feeling that comes when something burdensome is removed or reduced. As he heard the news, he was suddenly flooded with relief. Sculpture consisting of shapes carved on a surface so as to stand out from the surrounding background. A change for the better. Assistance in time of difficulty. The contributions provided some relief for the victims. The act of reducing something unpleasant, as pain or annoyance. He asked the nurse for relief from the constant pain. A pause for relaxation. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. The condition of being comfortable or relieved, especially after being relieved of distress. He enjoyed his relief from responsibility. Aid for the aged or indigent or handicapped. He has been on relief for many years. Law, redress awarded by a court. Was the relief supposed to be protection from future harm or compensation for past injury? The act of freeing a city or town that has been besieged. He asked for troops for the relief of Atlanta. A person who follows next in order. An event in which one thing is substituted for another. The replacement of lost blood by a transfusion of donor blood. Filling again by supplying what has been used up. The act of furnishing an equivalent person or thing in the place of another. Someone who takes the place of another person. A person or thing that takes or can take the place of another. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. A musical part, vocal or instrumental, that supports or provides background for other musical parts. Computer science. A copy of a file or directory on a separate storage device. He made a backup in case the original was accidentally damaged or erased. The act of providing approval and support. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. An accumulation caused by clogging or a stoppage. A traffic backup on the main street. Make a logical or causal connection. Keep company with, hang out with. He associates with strange people. A degree granted by a 2-year college on successful completion of the undergraduate's course of studies. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. Bring or come into association or action. Any event that usually accompanies or is closely connected with another. First was the lightning and then its thunderous associate. A person who joins with others in some activity or endeavor. He had to consult his associate before continuing. A person with subordinate membership in a society, institution, or commercial enterprise. Associates in the law firm bill at a lower rate than do partners. Having partial rights and privileges or subordinate status. An associate member. A pitcher who does not start the game. A person who reduces the intensity, e.g., of fears, and calms and pacifies. A reliever of anxiety. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. The star had a stand-in for dangerous scenes. Act as a substitute. Serving or used in place of another. Be a substitute. The young teacher had to substitute for the sick colleague. Put in the place of another. Switch seemingly equivalent items. Substitute regular milk for fat-free milk. Capable of substituting in any of several positions on a team. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. An athlete who plays only when a starter on the team is replaced. Artificial and inferior. Substitute coffee. A person or thing that takes or can take the place of another. A person who follows next in order. He was President Lincoln's successor. A person who inherits some title or office. A thing or person that immediately replaces something or someone. A resident of a town or city. A person from the same town as yourself. A fellow townsman. Black English, a member of a youth gang. someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. We need extra employees for summer fill-ins. A person of nearly the same age as another. Occurring in the same period of time. The composer Salieri was contemporary with Mozart. Belonging to the present time. Contemporary leaders. Characteristic of the present. Contemporary trends in design. Of the same period. A person of nearly the same age as another. Nobleman, in various countries, ranking above a count. A British peer ranking below a duke and above an earl. A noblewoman holding the rank of viscount in her own right. A wife or widow of a viscount. A British peer whose title lapses at death.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.